What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It is your boy, FlippinStoop. I hope you guys are rocking this morning off, having a good day. I'm going to start this video off with each and every single one of you guys that is in this group, that is joining and subscribing to the YouTube channel. You all have greatness that lies within you, and I know you heard me say that before, but that is why I continue to make these videos, so one day, hopefully, you can find the greatness within yourself and be successful on your eBay reselling journey. Now, how I want to specify on that is, think about it this way. Here's a good analogy for you to ponder upon. If you're working a 9 to 5 right now, or you have in the future, which I'm sure you have, your paycheck didn't wind up in your hands by some computer or by some system. Well, maybe a system, but not by some computer. It took a human being to put in the work to build something big enough to get the paycheck in your hand. Think about that. It's not machines. It's not technology. It's not all that other stuff that makes great things happen. It is us human beings that add value to this world. So you add the value and the amount of success you have in your life through what you do with it. And I have been speaking a lot about that lately on this channel, and there's reason for that. Is because I think a lot of people lose track of the value they actually have. You have exactly what you need within inside of you to be successful reselling on eBay. For example, I went from my 9 to 5, I varied between $17,000 a year and $20,000 a year. Yeah, that's something to laugh at. It's actually kind of sad, right? But there was somebody able to build a big enough business to pay hundreds and thousands of people. Our company was an incorporation, and it was huge. It was in a bunch of different states. But it was big enough to be able to pay thousands of employees, and some employees were making $60,000 to $100,000 a year in that company. Now, that started as two brothers starting this business, and their greatness within them created multiple jobs for everybody else. I may have complained about my pay and complained about my job. I actually liked my job, but I didn't like the rewards that came with it. I didn't like the small amount of pay. Just try to live off $20,000 one year, and see how far you get, right? So I went from that into 14 months. 14 months. Actually, I'm sorry. I did study eBay for a year before I even listed my first item, which I don't encourage that. I spent way too much time procrastinating getting started opposed to just getting started. But the last 15 months, I've been reselling consistently. And within the last 15 months, I went from $17,000 to $20,000 a year to $55,000 to $65,000 a year is where I'm at now. Now, that is 3 times the amount of what I made in 15 months. You are perfectly capable to do, and within the next few years, I want to be quadruple that. I want to be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and I know I can be. And you can as well. And that's why I make these videos, is not to gloat about the money. $60,000 after taxes are taken out is not $60,000, all right? Obviously, we all know that the IRS dips their hand in there, and you got taxes and everything else you have to take care of, overhead, everything else, right? But it's still, when I made $20,000 a year, they took taxes out of that too. So by the time I was done, I was at $16,000, $17,000 after they took all the taxes out. So it doesn't matter. Regardless of the amount of money you make, they're going to take taxes out of you, right? But here, $60,000, I was just thinking about that on the way home today. 60, I'm like, man, not where I want to be. I want to be further in the eBay business. But the truth is, in 15 months, I couldn't have worked anywhere else starting out at $17,000 and wound up at $60,000. Where else can you work? Where else can you get a job that is going to start you at a salary of $17,000 to $18,000, and then not even a year and a half down the road, 15 months down the road, you're all of a sudden making $60,000 at that company? I don't think anybody would ever try to build a business if they could grow that fast in a job that they're at. Why would you build a business? You don't have to do all the hard work. You don't got to do the footwork. You don't got to do the up till 2 a.m. in the mornings packaging up your last items or whatever it is, right? Building an eBay business to make that kind of money. If your current job would say, hey, man, I'll give you a $40,000 a year increase if you just make it 15 months in this, at this job right here, everybody would just stay at, I would have stayed at my job. I wouldn't, if I, like going back, although I do like the freedom of being my own boss and making my own schedule. But the truth is, if I did that in 15 months, what can I do in 10 years? This is what you guys got to look at. And guys, please remember, I am not gloating. I'm not even close to where I want to be at. I'm grateful for where I'm at right now because I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm putting in the work every single day. And that's what's going to remind me of this part of the video, guys, is set goals. And people laugh. I'm telling you to stop fucking laughing. If you don't like where you're at right now, grab a pad of paper right this second and write down 6 goals you want out of your eBay business and make them big enough that it's actually going to be challenging, but don't make them so big that you can't achieve it. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If you make your goals too big that you can't even achieve it possibly, you're not going to try to shoot for another goal in your business. You're just going to fold up shop and quit. I've done that before, guys. I've set my goals way too high that I want to quadruple my income the next month. And from experience, don't try to do that. And I'm going to use listing items for an example of that. For example, if you start out today as your very first day reselling, list an item. List 1 to 3 items and get that down for a while. Set that goal. Say, I'm going to challenge myself this month or the next 2 weeks to list these 3 items a day, every single day without missing a day. Do that. Because look, even if you're a hard worker, I've always been a hard laborer. I've busted my ass for companies, right? And even though you know you're a hard worker, set your goals to challenge you, but not unattainable. If you set them unattainable, you're just going to give up and you're going to stop making goals because they're going to seem senseless to you. Why am I going to set a goal? I can never achieve them anyways. If you got that feeling or that attitude, then set them a little bit lower so you can actually achieve them. That is the only way to gain confidence in this world. That's the only way to gain confidence on eBay, is if you set little goals and you actually achieve those little goals. You might want to list 50 items a day. Start out with 5. Start out with 3. Start out with 1. Gradually build it up month by month, and you'll be surprised on how soon you are listing 50 items a day. If you just try, that's what I want. I wanted the immediate rush. I'm like, oh, I'm a hard worker. I can get to 50 items in a month, right? No, I can't. I couldn't. I didn't. It didn't happen. It was an epic failure there. So don't try to do that. The thing is you are going to learn your niche. I spoke about that yesterday. I can't tell you what your niche should be or is going to be, and neither can anybody else. They'd be naive to tell you that. And nobody else can tell you the exact what it's going to take you, because everybody's journey is a little bit different, right? The few things people on YouTube and people like I can tell you to do is be consistent every day and challenge yourself every single day. Now, when I say challenge yourself, I'm not talking about, okay, I did 10 items today, I'm going to do 30 items tomorrow. Those are the goal settings that will make you fail. Don't do that, because you're not going to be able to sustain that. If you only have the income to list 10 items a day right now, how in the hell are you going to be able to list 30 items a day starting tomorrow without the capital to be able to do so? You'll get there, trust me. Eventually, you'll have enough money coming in where you can buy as much inventory as you want, and you still can't spend your money. That will happen. So take it slow. There's only a few things any real person on YouTube can tell you, and that's be consistent, gain knowledge in your niche, learn your niche. I mean the ins and outs. Learn what you're selling. Whether it's clothes, whether it's electronics, whatever it is, learn all the metrics of it if you can, right? And you're not going to learn that overnight. It's going to take 6 months, a year, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10. It's going to take a lot of years to become a master at one niche, right? But put in the work, it's worth it. Don't miss days, and have excellent customer service, and get your packages on. That's all anybody can really tell you about reselling. Yes, there's different metrics. Learn an average sales price that works for you and helps you sell items good, but then it's worth you actually putting in the work for it. I can't tell you, they can't tell you the exact how to list an item, or not. I'm not saying how to list an item, but how to price an item. Unless it's something that we're doing that is on the same page, clothes, sweaters, t-shirts, whatever it might be. And then them vary depending on whether they're vintage, depending on whether the condition, depending on whether how big the demand is for that brand. So that varies as well. But one thing that people that are making these groups can say is consistency is key. Set yourself goals and write them goals down and look at them daily, guys. Look at them daily. Look, all these successful people you see, I'm talking multi-billionaires, right? They have a completely different daily routine than we have. Why? Because they found out a system that works for them, and they're willing to put in the time, the effort, and the hours, and they're dedicated to their commitment of their life. You have to be committed to yourself in order to achieve on eBay. You can't just half-ass. I'm going to tell you this, and this is from past experience as well. If you half-ass eBay, you're going to definitely get half-ass results. There's no beating around the bush to that. Now, if you go all in and you're open-minded and you're willing to learn from resellers that are further along than you are, and you're willing, because I was very close-minded in the beginning, and I'll use Chris for an example. You guys know I listen to Daily Refinement often. I would listen to him, he'd be like, find a niche and stick with it. I'm like, yeah, right, Chris, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to do this my way, right? I wish I would have listened to him, because then I wasted 8 months in a business that failed. If I would have just listened to him, picked a niche, and mastered that niche, I would probably be 3 times farther than I am now, but I'm not going to dwell upon that. I learned, but it took me a little longer to learn. I had to get open-minded. Listen to people that inspire you. If somebody's inspiring you in what they're doing in their business, listen to them. Listen to them, because they're not going to bullshit you. And like, for example, I don't make these videos, guys, because I want 50 billion subscribers. Not saying I don't, but I'm saying I don't do it for that purpose. I do it to stay consistent, show you guys, be an example of what consistency is. That way you can practice that within your eBay business and actually become successful. I started these videos, first of all, because I was afraid of the camera. I did not like to be on camera. I did not like pictures. I didn't like none of that. I was very insecure in my life because I never applied myself. Start applying yourself in your business and watch how far you go. I hope this message helped some of you guys out this morning. You guys have a wonderful day. It's your boy FlippinStoop. Until tomorrow.